also I want to make that clear because that became a narrative, even though it is later on in what I want to get to. I don't think anyone's a thief.
We never said that.
I don't think anyone's stealing. I never even said, hey.
It was a simple.
This is missing.
Can we just have the accounting?
At this point?
Yeah, we just wanted the accounting. And I from what I remember in 2019 when we finally got it, there was a quote unquote $400 and something thousand mistake.
So
I don't know what accountant makes a $400,000 mistake.
So,
but okay, you know, nobody's perfect. So I'm putting that out there. But it was just a little weird to me.
So end of 2019, yes, you are correct in that timeline. End of 2019 is when we got the Excel sheet accounting. They went from the body of the email and then just gave me an Excel sheet with a few more line items.
Let's be very clear. In 2019, these niggas are on Spotify. Let's be very fucking clear because, again, these niggas are trying to play victim when they used to talk shit on everybody else and used to talk about they got a plan, they know business and third. 2019, they're on Spotify. 2019, they're basically admitting that they're querying and asking Joe Budden how much money is really coming in because they're on Spotify, and you would imagine the way they talked later that they knew, but they did not know shit. This is factual, people.
And my high school diploma asked before I sent it to my accountant, which also is standard business. You're not offending your friends. This is just how shit works. I'm not calling anyone a thief.
Right.
People have accountants not because people are thieves.
Right.
Just because of that.
Right.
They have them because they need to monitor their fucking money.
Right.
I find something immediately. Mm-hmm. And I don't get disrespectful because I understand people make mistakes. And nor do I think people are stealing. That's my man. I love him. I don't think he's stealing from me.
Right.
This is some shit we doing, and I know Joe got a lot of other shit going on. I got a lot of other shit going on. You got a lot of other shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
People make mistakes.
Right.
And by the way, nor do I think Joe did the accounting.
Right.
The people that was hired to do it did it.
Mm-hmm.
So I send that back. I say, hey, this appears to be a mistake. If I'm wrong, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
They come back and say, this big accounting company, which I will not say, said, you're right. That's a mistake.
Yeah.
We were wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I say, okay, cool. Then I watch Joe say, in a very condescending, sarcastic tone, Rory came to me and said, it's not that I don't trust you, it's that I don't trust wealth management. Well, he said the name, so I can say it.
Mm-hmm.
Fam, yeah, I don't care how condescending you say that. And it contradicts the fuck what you were saying. I never thought you was stealing.
Right.
I'm trying to understand what the fuck they're doing over here, because this is incorrect.
Right.
And I sit behind this expense.
More importantly, I'm paying for this. Right.
Again, these bum ass niggas talk too much. Let me tell you also what I've heard, because I was at the I was at the gun range, doing my little thing earlier. Got to stay prepared. But I heard that this was coming, and in having conversations and whatever, they're taking a long time to get to the point. These bozos are claiming, I don't know if they'll say it on this video, but they're claiming. This is what they are saying to people, to lawyers, to managers, to friends, to industry aficionados, that they believe Joe, they're being really kind of like dicey on if they're trying to call him a thief, but they're saying that Joe owes them money and they feel it's in the millions. Okay? That's what I heard. Okay? Also heard that it probably will go to a lawyer or possibly lawsuits, because with that particular amount of money, even more than Rory, niggas like Mealy Mall, actually I heard he was present, niggas want to get paid. Now, just putting everything together, because they're talking too slow. These things are... Who the fuck listens to them? They're saying they have a profit participation with the Joe Budden podcast. Not owners, you're still workers, but you're having a profit participation as talent. Cool. Now, if you're feeling you're owed millions of dollars, you mean... And I don't know what profit or what's the percentage on the participation. You probably think that Joe has gotten millions of dollars that you have not shared in. Right? I guess that's up for debate. I don't know. I don't know Joe Budden's business. You know what I mean? I always said that Like, if Joe did sign a contract with them to say they have profit participation in the podcast, I'm going to be honest with you, Joe, I love you, but you fucked up. If you were going to run the business like that, it's your IP, you own whatever, you should have never offered them that. Because here's the thing, Joe. Most of these deals coming in, and you notice well, they're coming in for you. They're not coming in because of these two niggas. Again, the Spotify deal, Spotify never felt a need to talk to them. They felt a need to talk to you. Just like Revolt. They didn't feel a need to talk to me. They felt a need to talk to you. Who are they trying to give these deals to? Those people they're talking to. So Spotify was trying to give you the money. Revolt was trying to give you the money. I'm pretty sure, and I think I hear the Cash App deal is on his podcast now, but that was on his pull-up episodes before. Cash App was trying to give you the money. Now, you fucked up if you allowed these niggas to basically be owed a percentage off of your podcast, and then all those deals end up being on the podcast. They might have a point. I'm being honest. That's where Joe might have fucked up. That's just what it is. But I do believe Joe's probably thinks these deals came in because of me. Well, if that's your thought, you should never offer profit participation to the bozos, to the stooges. That's a fact. I'm not here to, again, I'm impartial with it. That's why these bum ass niggas been driving Kias and all that shit, man. They trying to level up. I get it. Joe, you might have fucked up, and if you fucked up, you might have to pay up. But you should never because I really feel Joe feels all these deals came in because of me. Right now, any deal I've ever talked about, I pitched a show, by the way. I pitched a show with me and somebody else. I won't tell you who it is. You know what the person told me? Pitch it as if you're the only entity on the show. Because it's more difficult to deal with two people than it is to deal with one. And I realized that they were basically telling me, we want you primarily. It doesn't matter if the other person's there. If you want to include them, you do it on your own time. But we only want to deal with you. Which, you know what that's going to tell me? They're offering this money primarily for me. I'm giving you exactly what's going on with Joe. Joe probably feels a little bit away about splitting in certain ways with these bum ass niggas because everybody is only dealing with him. And that's what I was saying about these two stooges. We're 19 minutes in. I'm going to keep playing what these bums are saying in a second. But let's just be very clear. What they're definitely not going to touch on during this whole little speech that they're doing, trying to explain shit away. Why in 6 years did y'all never do anything outside of the show to create additional value and additional leverage? Why? Because before Joe talked, I thought Joe was preventing them from doing it. And that would make sense. If I prevented somebody from branching out, of course I got to give them some type of value into what they're locked into doing solely. But these niggas have never done anything else but this. Why haven't they talked about that? Because you're not sitting up here with a little mean screw face talking about, yeah, $400,000 is a lot of money, but if $400,000 is what you're owed over 6 years that you supposedly ain't get, how much are you really getting? Now, I know $400,000 is a lot of money, 100%. But that's about, you're pretty much saying for two of y'all, let's do the math, $400,000, 6 years, right? Even if it was 4 years, it would be $100,000 per year. If it's 6 years, it's probably about $80,000 a year. It's two of y'all arguing about $40,000 a year over 6 years. Huh? I'm just trying to put it in perspective. But listen to this.
And on top of that, there should already be podcast accounting. Mm-hmm. You saying everyone has to run and do all this, and you're taking away from the overall goal. But like, fam, I'm just asking what's in the contract. Your lawyer, if you should know you should know your contract the same way you're saying that to me. If this was going to be an issue, you should have told your lawyer that you did not agree on accounting.
Right. Yeah.
Your lawyer agreed to accounting. A body of an email and an Excel spreadsheet that people punch numbers into is not accounting. I don't care what you say. As a profit partner, that's not how it works.
It's not accounting.
I've talked with every lawyer and accountant I possibly fucking could have because I didn't want to be wrong on this. I didn't listen. I'm new to this the same way we all were new to this. We've all run business shit outside of this, but this is a new thing, especially to the degree of money that the three of us have gotten from it.
Right.
Rory, I'm going to give you another business lesson. Again, in a place where income is coming in from many different places, you're not entitled to see every single thing. I keep telling you, you are a worker. When Complex gave me the accounting for everyday struggle, they're not telling me what other complex entities that I have I heard about what money came in, but they don't have to tell me where that went. All they got to tell me is how much was allocated for my show. I've been telling y'all this. The reason why, even if Joe Budden's finessing y'all are gonna feel it, and y'all probably gonna have to hold that L. Joe Budden makes a lot of money from a lot of different places. Y'all are only in concern or should only care about the podcast. Because of that, you really can't, you're not audit, like, I know y'all saying y'all auditing the podcast, but really y'all want to audit Joe. Joe also is seen as a podcast by some. Remember I just said, Cash App gave that nigga money for the pull-up, and then he was able to, because they really only want Joe, Joe was able to throw that Cash App sponsorship to the podcast. Do you understand what I mean? That's where it gets tricky. I hope you guys are staying on. These are dumbass niggas. I ain't gonna lie to you. They probably don't get it. The point is this. Joe is not only getting money from the podcast. Y'all are only getting money from the podcast. If Joe wants to finesse you, he could do it in mad different ways. You know why? Because Joe could just basically claim that Cash App deal, even though it's on the podcast, 80% of that is for Joe personally and 20% of the podcast. You know why he could do that? Because Joe owns he's Joe. He's Complex in that situation. I seen how much money that a company cut for on the Sticks the first season. I said, oh my God, after we do our profit participation splits, I'm going to have a bag for just 6 episodes. By the time I got accounting, it wasn't half the money that I heard. It wasn't even, no, it was about 1/3 the money. Was it 1/3? No, a quarter of the money. You know why? Being the owner, you get to allocate shit. I got the deal. I'm the owner. Only a quarter goes to that show. A quarter is going over here. A quarter is going over here. We did a bigger deal with that particular company. If you're not a boss, who are you to say that the deal with Cash App, that Joe Budden Spotify deal, was solely only for the podcast? Y'all have never seen those contracts. It's easy for Joe to finesse y'all, you dumbass niggas. And that's exactly why I keep saying, when y'all keep talking y'all not workers, you are workers. Because even if you audit him, he could just put some shit in a fucking column that it's none of your business. He only has to show you what is allocated for the podcast. Who makes the determination what money goes to the podcast versus what is for the network versus what is for Joe Budden primarily? Joe does. Patreon. If Patreon gave Joe $1 million, they gave him a title, and also the podcast is over there, you know what he could say? $950,000 is for me as a salary. $50,000 goes to the podcast. Now you can sit there all blue in the face, so you want, well, they wouldn't have gave you that if the podcast wasn't there. That's cool, but you don't own it. You don't fucking own it, dummies. I'm telling you, even if he's finessing y'all, robbing y'all blind, this is the same thing I was telling y'all when y'all ain't at the table that's really breaking bread, negotiating deals, and making decisions. That's why you're a worker. After my experience with Complex, I learned so many different things. I don't want to front some of my own moves, just trying to make a point. But I said, I need these relationships and I need to be Complex. Joe dealt with Complex and he got fucked. You think Joe didn't think the same thing? We giving you business. And I'm glad, at least so far, y'all ain't confusing friendship and business, but that's what y'all did when y'all went back. Oh, no, we friends, you're not supposed. No, it's business, niggas. But let's listen to these niggas.
This is a new thing. Right. So I went back and double checked because I don't even want to accuse my man that, maybe I'm wrong because everything I've done has been through ledgers, QuickBooks.
It was never no
everything.
accusations.
Ever.
It was
not
never.
once.
It was never. He was the one that brought that to the table. Like, y'all are trying to paint me a certain way, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, we're just saying that we received accounting, and then there was a $400 and something thousand quote unquote mistake, and after that we never got accounting again. So I'm just like, all right, so what the fuck is going on? Like, is the mistake fixed? Can we get the updated version of accounting? Like, nothing.
So wealth management hits me, says, hey, yeah, we made a mistake. We're correcting the mistake. Here you go. I said, okay, bet. I talked with Joe. I talked with Ian. Honestly, can't remember. About a better strategy to go about doing this. From RIP, I've always been the one on trying to do a better strategy with going about these things because I've noticed, and at this point, not mad at it. I've just noticed anytime I ask a very simple question, I'm met with so much anger and tension off like, whoa, what the fuck? Okay. Mm-hmm. So my accountant gets on with wealth management. My lawyer gets on with wealth management. They even talk about, just come down. We'll open shit up. You guys can look at it. I wasn't even going to go. Why would I go? I don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. My accountant can go just to get the right.
I hate these niggas. I fucking hate them. Let me tell you why I hate these niggas. Chat, if it's not apparent by how I act and how I move, I live, breathe, shit, sleep. I dream about hip-hop, what I do. This is my life. I don't even like... My fun is this. This is more fun. This is more fun than anything I do in life. Maybe other than fucking. That's it. But that should be clear and apparent to anybody who watch me. I hate niggas like this because they always are trying to act too cool. Nah, I don't care. Bro, you literally haven't showed up to your job for like 8 weeks because you do care. Bro, this is all y'all do. This is exactly why, like, I'll be saying y'all are frauds. Y'all are mad at the nigga because you think he robbing you. You do care. You asked for an audit. You had to hire a lawyer. You had to hire maybe your own accountant, people to go over their numbers. What you mean you don't care? You trying to act cool? Well, all right, cool. All right, get robbed and be cool. Get robbed and be cool. I care about everything. You hear this bum ass thing? Why would I go check out? They said I could come look at the numbers. Why would I go check it out? I don't care. Nigga, you are doing this whole thing because of the numbers. Joe said it. The magic word in the room, the A word is called accounting. Are you dumb? This is exactly why when Joe counters their points by saying y'all don't care about the business that I care about a lot, I have to agree with Joe. How could y'all complain about money and accounting and then in the same breath also say you don't care?
Question. I met with so much anger and tension off like, whoa, what the fuck? Okay. Mm-hmm. So my accountant gets on with wealth management. My lawyer gets on with wealth management. They even talk about, just come down. We'll open shit up. You guys can look at it. I wasn't even going to go. Why would I go? I don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. My accountant can go just to get the regular shit because maybe they have a lot going on and maybe my accountant can just look at it and be like, all right, bet. That's the end of 2019. Pandemic hits. Who gives a fuck?
No, we had a talk. No, because we can't skip over this. We had a talk before the pandemic hit about accounting again. And this was right after Cole passed away and we were outside the studio. And he was the first, because now I'm seeing this narrative that we're auditing him.
Oh, yeah.
He was the first one that even brought auditing to the table. When we asked him for accounting, he said, y'all got accounting. We said, yeah, but that was wrong. It was a mistake on that. Like, where's the new one? And he was like, oh, y'all trying to paint me away, da da da. And I'm like, no, we just want the correct accounting. Oh, well then audit me then. And I'm like, audit you?
I don't
like,
want to audit.
fam, that's nasty. I'm not taking my niggas to court. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, that's just.
Chat, I hate these bum ass niggas, man. Because I hate, Chat, do you understand that these niggas, I'm going to restate the position that I've heard. They feel Joe owes them millions of dollars. I've heard that Mealy Mo is like, fuck it. I guess we might not end up be friends, whatever, but the nigga owes me bread, and I want my money. Bro, Joe ain't going to just hand y'all money. You probably are going to have to sue him. I hate that these niggas are still trying to drive home this narrative like they're too real for what's actually going on. This is a business dispute at this point, and lawyers are and will be involved. I remember a couple weeks ago, niggas like, oh, Aqua's lying, they're about to sue. Yes, nigga, lawyers are going to be involved. Joe is not giving these bum-ass niggas millions of dollars out the blue for nothing. If they want it, they're going to have to sue. But you keep hearing these things. I don't want to. Bro, like, that's where y'all at with it, you dumbass nigga.
It's just not, but again, looking back, everything makes sense now. Like, everything is starting to come together and paint a picture, because it's like, yo, why do you always get so hostile and so argumentative when we're trying to just get the business side right and focused and taken care of?
Which isn't even a large part of the business. Honestly,
it's not.
There's so much more.
But
to
it's like, fam, you got to remember, again, we're profit partners. We're percentage based. We have a percentage based contract, an agreement where we get a percentage off of everything that's coming in for the pod. So we have to see the money that's coming in. How else will we know what the fuck we getting? And then he had the nerve to say, one of the last conversations we had, he tells me, "Oh, you got a calculator, right?"
Yeah.
And this is for me. This is when
my story. But
this is when, for me, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to pull away from this in a minute, because I don't even know who this nigga is anymore, and I don't know who this nigga think he talking to. And I'm not trying to. That energy to me is corny to even have that type.
Chat, business and friendship don't work. I haven't spoke to Joe in weeks, so don't think that this is what Joe told. No. If you ask me, Joe still feels a way, because he brought it up randomly, that this nigga who was homeless, hiding detergent and Tide Pods under his pillow, and literally without a future, his brother didn't give a fuck about him, is now pressing him for money when Joe was nice enough to give him an opportunity. Again, Joe ain't the best CEO, because Joe is also kind of like them in mixing feelings and business. So he's like, damn, a nigga who was living with me, like loafing off of me, selfish as fuck, hiding Tide Pods under his pillows, this motherfucker is pressing me about money? Maybe I can understand. Not saying Joe is right, because business is business. But that's why when you go into business with your friends, you have to establish clear boundaries.
Type of energy with niggas you call your friends. Like, I don't even want to have that type of energy on me, right? So when he started talking like that, and I told you this, I said, fam, I'm not even sure who this nigga is anymore. Because he's saying things, he's moving a certain way, he's wearing funny hats. I don't know who this nigga is.
That's a great comment right there. I don't know who this nigga is. He's saying things. He's moving weird. He's wearing funny hats. Let me just put that in perspective for y'all. Joe recently, I don't know if somebody just introduced him to Short Hills Mall in New Jersey, or like he just finally got a plug that got all the high fashion designer people on deck, but he been wearing Mary hats, Fendi hats, like it's going out of style. Okay, just like I wear fitteds. Okay, now you see that comment right there cannot be just taken in jest. I'm gonna tell you why. These two niggas, and this is my belief, Joe ain't tell me shit. It's my belief that these two niggas and some of the problems that really got brought to the forefront, they've been watching Joe's pockets. They've been watching Joe, who, by the way, even though he always has some shit, you know, he never was living as luxurious as he's been living recently. He's never been wearing as much designer shit as he's living recently. And I thought about it, and I gave y'all an example before. If I had an employee that said, yo, did Act really buy 2 supercars in the last 6 months? Yo, Act did I'm firing you off the rip. That's none of your fucking business. I get my money from 10 different sources. You worry about what the fuck you got going on. These niggas have been watching Joe's pockets. So when they're seeing, oh, wait, Joe just paid some money for some new teeth. Joe just did this. Joe brought his girl here. Joe spending this on this. Joe on Clubhouse like paying for chicks BBLs. Yo, Joe doing this. They're counting his money. They're counting his money. But here's the thing I think they're wrong on. They think that the money that he's spending came from their hard work. That's where I would disagree. Maybe he did, but I would disagree. In the last 2 years, I seen Joe in like 2 seasons of Love and Hip Hop. I seen Joe. Joe been all over the place like he's a goddamn Mexican, and I love my Mexican people, but we all know when it comes to Mexicans and Jamaicans, we know how to secure it back. We'll have 30 jobs just to get that check. I see Joe all over the place. Pull Up, Revolt, podcasts, multiple podcasts, Spotify. I see that nigga everywhere. That nigga was about collecting the fucking bag. These bum-ass niggas, because they're entitled, think that Joe is spending the money that they are earning Joe.
Is anymore.
Don't do that.
I'm just being real. I never seen a nigga wear a Mary hat in my life.
I wasn't mad at some of that, man.
I'm just saying I've never seen a nigga wearing a Mary hat in my life.
By the way, I see some people commenting it. And again, I told you I'm being fair, neutral, and impartial, even though these fucking bums really only deserve about $15,000 a year. But fine, I'm going to entertain y'all today. Some people say, yo, well, $400,000 being missing from the account, and that's really serious. That is serious, okay? But truth be told, I'm going to just say this. I can't comment on that when I was talking to somebody today. I won't say the name. And they said, yo, these guys have some compelling points against Joe. You know what I told them? Joe is like me, I think. I will embarrass myself to embarrass you. You'll never out-truth me. Always remember that. You will never out-truth me. I will expose me to expose you. I will do it every single day. And when y'all come on here and y'all start saying 400,000, let me tell y'all how you should have done it if a nigga like me is going to believe you. Let's start it from day one. You see me? Remember the day I told Freddie Gibbs, I said, Freddie Gibbs, I don't give a fuck if you a rapper, nigga. I'm doing my thing and I'm getting more money than you. If that nigga had said, yo, Act, you pussy, throw your tax returns up, I would have threw my tax returns on Twitter. You cannot you can't, I don't do chicken when it comes to, I always put the truth out. Even if it makes me look crazy, fuck it. These niggas, they're talking about certain things that's missing, but then we hear Joe's side. Joe say y'all are overpaid. Who knows when y'all were overpaid? Were y'all overpaid in times when the podcast didn't have no deal? Was Joe going out of his pocket to overpay y'all? How much money were y'all getting? So when y'all just say 400,000, y'all got to give the whole context. What was your salary, my nigga? What was the percentage? If I'm going to talk about Joe and I'm in their position, I told that nigga, I said, I guarantee these pussy niggas, they won't ever come out and be real. Because these niggas act like they're too cool for school. If it was me versus Joe, nigga, I'm going to tell you from day one, yo, from July 31st, whatever year to that year, I made no money. Then I started getting $18,000 a year. Then I start getting this. Then he got a Spotify deal. I got paid this. Then I was offered and I was offered and I was entitled to this percentage of the profits. Bro, they're talking about shit that we don't even know where it came from. If you gonna be transparent, give it all. If you're gonna be transparent, give it all. Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If I was paying these niggas out of my pocket before a deal, and then I get a deal or I get some money from whatever, I'm subtracting it. We got to recoup. That's how the records label do it. We got to recoup. All I'm saying is that I'm not even going to say they're lying, but I'm not going to discuss them saying $400,000 until they're transparent as fuck. Don't talk about $400,000 missing. How much were you getting paid, nigga? How much were you entitled to, nigga? How much was the revenue coming in, nigga? If you're not going to talk about that, don't just mention numbers. Because if I was about it, if it was me and Joe, if y'all realize also I love Joe. I remember when it came to Everyday Show, and I was like, yo, Joe, chill out with this and Everyday Show while I'm on this shit, because it feel like you kicking it in the back of a shoulder. Joe, chill. You know why? Because, nigga, I'm down to go there with anybody. I put every fucking conversation, every detail on the screen. Y'all would never, ever call me a liar. Don't just throw things out. It's going to be he said, she said. This is exactly what Love and Hip Hop is. Joe about to talk next. Y'all going to believe Joe again. Then these dick-sucking ass things going to talk again. You might believe them again. You know what you could do to end all this shit? If I was in their position, my contract is up on the screen. Fuck that. I'm showing you messages. Y'all remember when all these rappers used to be lying on me, blah, blah, blah. How many times I put Nicki messages on the screen? Don't lie on me. Because my integrity is all I got. And I don't expose messages with rappers, but if you lie on me and you start impugning on my integrity, I'm going to expose everything. So when I hear them saying selective shit, okay, cool, I hear the 400,000. That sounds fucked up. But, bro, y'all not telling us nothing else. How much were y'all being paid, nigga? Talk about it. Did at any point Joe take a loss by paying y'all while not having a deal? Y'all ain't talking about that. Y'all not keeping it 100. And that's why I said, I promise y'all they will never win a narrative war against Joe because Joe's like me. Joe gonna go on the next episode. I promise you. Joe's gonna go on there and he's gonna tell y'all so much information that these bums never told y'all. You're gonna be like, fuck. Y'all complain after this? I promise you. Who wanna bet? Somebody said, act mad that they got bread. They got through 400,000 in the stock market like 3 days ago. What the fuck you think? 400,000 bread? I know y'all niggas ain't told me. And by the way, the 400,000 they told me I was missing it did not belong to them. And they told me 6 years. Stop it. Don't y'all ever talk. Nigga, I violate these niggas in every single type of way. Nigga, I'm trying to find where Rory mama live. I'm about to buy that shit. I'm trying to make Shorty homeless. You know me. I'm devious. Nigga, I buy it and just demolish it. Fuck it. Y'all know how I get down. Nigga say I'm mad at. If you're not told by Charlamagne the God, there's not one of these media niggas getting more than me. That's what I'm gonna tell y'all. I've been telling y'all that shit. So I don't know what y'all think that there ain't no jealousy that could be on my plate. You know what I mean? I keep telling you, I live like a rapper. Sorry. Well, actually, Vlad lived like that too. But Vlad don't be talking shit. I was talking to Vlad yesterday. I told him, like, yo, talk some shit, man. He be coolin'. I don't know. No Jumper might live like that too. That nigga doing pornos, all type of shit. Who knows? All right, anyway. Let's keep listening to these bozos.
Life. So that for me was telling. I was like, oh, this nigga's, he's transforming into somebody else.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, why is it an issue? But for me, it was like, you know, you just talking to certain people and everybody telling you like, yo, listen, I did business with him. Watch that nigga, man. I'm like, Joe ain't gonna do that to me. That's my nigga. He ain't doing that with me.
It honestly, never even crossed my mind.
Never crossed my mind. But now when this becoming argumentative and niggas are saying this and saying that, every time accounting comes up, I'm like, fam, why is it only an issue when accounting comes up?
The same way he said, why is it only a problem when money get brought in?
And again, my thing is, it's not about the money. It just became a point where the respect level just started to disappear, and you start talking to me like,
yo, I hate these things. Bro, it is about the money. Oh, no, it's cool with being robbed, but then it's when he started disrespecting me. Stop it, dog. You're not here doing this thing talking about him respecting you. You're talking about money. It is about money. It's fine, bro. It's about money.
I work for you. And it's like, my nigga, I don't work for you. I don't work for you, bro. I don't know what type of meetings you having and who's talking to you and who's breaking down what to you. I don't work for you, bro. Like, this is something we built and pushed together. I came on episode 77.
Mealy Mo, you work for the Joe Budden podcast. I don't know why. I think y'all have sat so close to Joe, y'all are delusional. Don't let Joe talking equity make y'all be delusional. I keep telling y'all, there's nothing wrong with being a worker. I, along with Joe, we're workers at Complex. Bro, you don't own the Joe Budden podcast. You have a contract. Even if it's participation based, you are a worker, my nigga. Bro, y'all talking all that shit. I don't think Joe Budden got 1 million subscribers on YouTube yet. When me and Joe got to Complex, we got them to the first million and they got them to the second in 6 months. Y'all been there 6 fucking years. I couldn't sit there and talking about, oh, I helped build Complex. I'm not no worker. I was a fucking worker, nigga. Why are y'all are resentful of that title because y'all don't own nothing? I could admit when I'm a worker because I got my shit that I own. I'm not a worker at the DJ Academics company. No, I own it. But at Complex, I'm a worker. It's fine. It's a duality of life. You don't have to be, we're not on some Dame Dash shit saying you only got to be a boss. Just accept what it is and also work to create some other shit that is yours. Y'all never had the ambition to try to create your own. So that's why you're in denial about where y'all do work and y'all trying to say it's not what it is. Y'all are workers. It's fine. I'm giving y'all real life examples. You think I could go in the Complex and say, I help y'all, I built y'all to here. I own this. You think they invite me to board meetings? You think they invite me to all that shit? No. I'm a worker. Was part of them hiring me to help build? Was part of Joe hiring you to help build? Yes. Because you built, does it mean you own? No. How much times do I have to tell you this, Mealy Mo? You're 40. Your brother was Biggs. Your brother was part owner, allegedly, in Rockefeller. How are you this fucking dumb? I keep calling you Jay-Z's pre-cum because it's clear you just didn't get it all. It's like you a preemie, nigga. Fuck is up with you? But let's keep watching.
But who gives a fuck? Before that, there wasn't no money here. Let's just be honest. It wasn't what it is now.
And you never argued IP. I want to make that clear.
Never.
Rory never argued IP. Maul never argued IP.
I never argued that. It was never about that. I'm like, fam, I want this to be
it.
I want this to be as simple and easy as possible. This should be the simplest bag, the simplest money we ever make, because essentially what are we doing? We sitting down as friends and we kicking it. Yeah. We don't have to complicate this thing. But then after a while, once bigger checks start to come in, and once we're touring and all of this, it's like you start to see niggas moving certain ways, and it's like, all right, fam, it's just weird. Like, what the fuck is going on here? And for a while, my energy started to disappear because, like I said, I don't even know who I'm dealing with anymore at this point. Mm-hmm. And I know money changes niggas, and I understand that.
No, it doesn't. Money doesn't change anyway.
Money magnifies who you are.
Makes you more of what you already are.
It magnifies who you are. And I get it, bro. Like, I understand.
And again, this is not an assassination character. Sorry to cut you off. It's not an assassination character because I don't want to go in the same route that they went.
Yo, I hate when people say money doesn't change people. And they're usually saying it from the perspective of they're not the person allegedly with the bulk of the money. Money changes everybody. When money is added to a situation, people, whether you have the money or you don't have the money, people start acting differently to you. I can't tell you enough of people who now talk to me in my life talking about, yo, you changed up. Why you not doing this like when you didn't have whatever. And a lot of times my answer to them is, bro, do you know how much things I do a day? You want me to act like I have the ultimate free time and like I was just bored and you want me to hit you up all the time? Bro, I'm busy a lot of times. I got to do these things. I have obligations. Money changes everybody. It doesn't only change a person with the money, it changes the person who have been around that person when they didn't have the money. So I always say that. Also entitlement. Now people feel like, yo, I'm going to be honest with you. this is an ongoing conversation in my personal life. People been saying to me, well, you're having these friends or business associates that's enjoying this that comes along with the money you have. But what about me? I knew you from blah, blah, blah. I knew you from blah, blah, blah. It's hard to explain to those people that what I'm doing and the people who's around have something to do with my business now, and maybe you don't. So money changes everybody. I'm trying to tell you that it's not only the change on the person with the money, it's the change on the people who have been around you before the money. Just let you know.
I'm not assassinating.
Joe has done great things with money and great positive things, because I do think there is a good part of him. But there's also this other part.
Right. Absolutely.
Which you're speaking to.
Yeah,
I think Joe has some amazing qualities.
I think so too when he wants to. But I also I'm learning because, see, you got to give shit time to fall the way it's going to fall.
Yeah, you got to give time,
right?
time.
And and you got to just watch people. And, I heard Joe say, oh, yeah, me and Maul we never broke down a bag or bust down bread together, whatever he said. And I'm like, my nigga, that's not true. Like, but when you was still rapping and shit, I had you do verses for niggas that I know. I had you do videos with niggas that I know. Like, I had you through walkthroughs with promoters that I know, like in Connecticut and shit like that. Like, I tried to like bring shit to the table, like, but again, it's never about money for me. It's all about you my man. Listen, if it's some bread out here to get, go get it. If I know some niggas that's trying to do a party and they want you to do a walkthrough and all that, here, let me set it up for you. But now, that is bigger money coming in and all that, shit just got weird, bro. Like, shit just got very weird for me, and I'm not good with doing weird shit. I don't do weird shit. I don't like weird energy from niggas.
Again, I got to push it in context. Y'all hearing these niggas' perspective. I ain't giving Joe's perspective, but I know when niggas start talking like this, they're neglecting something. This is the same nigga, he's talking about how money has changed possibly Joe. But this is the same nigga who is on a podcast talking about money and business. And he's the same nigga that 3 weeks ago was talking about, I don't give a fuck about podcasting, or I don't give a fuck about business, or I don't give a fuck about a contract. Could you imagine how Joe feels? What the fuck? Nigga, you just said these things don't concern you and you don't care about it, but now you're pressing me legally. Your lawyers are hitting me up querying certain shit that has to do with all the shit you publicly stated you don't care about. You don't care about podcasting. Yet you are caring about what the podcast is going to do, what the decisions are going to be, where they're going to go, ownership. You should say you didn't care about it. You don't care about money and shit like that, but you're clearly arguing over it. These niggas, they're not being transparent. There was a time when I told y'all these niggas, they were mad over money. These niggas try to come back and say it was over respect. Oh, we're just mad because you don't respect us. Is it clear that that was over money at this point?
Like, I remove once I see niggas doing weird, funny shit, I just get away from that. Like, I don't even want to be around that type of shit. And now it's to a point where you saying things and, you got other niggas in the room saying things and chiming in. And I'm like, yo, what's up with y'all niggas? Like, what the fuck is going on? So now I'm sitting here now everything is starting to become really clear to me. Like, shit is starting to really become clear to me. Like, oh, you niggas been having little conversations and conspiring shit for a minute. You niggas been trying to like set shit, playing shit with the chess pieces and try to set shit up to look a certain way for a while now, because now that the shit is out the bag, I'm starting to see everybody's true feelings on certain things. And people is talking about business that they don't know nothing about. They talking about contracts that they don't know nothing about. And I'm just like, fam, what the fuck is going on here, man? And then you saying shit, I lived with you. You making it sound like, oh, nigga, I wasn't. When you met me, I had money in my pocket, nigga. I might have had more money in my pocket.
Nigga, you have money in your pocket to buy some more Tide Pods, some more detergent. I don't even think you were, I don't think you were like a fabric softener type of guy. Nah, I don't think you were that type of guy. You definitely never used bleach. No way. You had money for Tide Pods. That's about it.
Pocket than you had if we keeping it 100. I was always hustling. Always doing.
Wait, hold on. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, Joe, these niggas said you were broke as fuck too, nigga. I wish a nigga coming to my vicinity would say that.
Talking about contracts that they don't know nothing about. And I'm just like, fam, what the fuck is going on here, man? And then you saying shit, I lived with you. You making it sound like, oh, nigga, I wasn't, when you met me, I had money in my pocket, nigga. I might have had more money in my pocket than you had if we keeping it 100.
Yo, Joe, you was broke? Yo, Joe, no fucking way. When Joe meet this nigga? Yo, Joe, you was broke as fuck? Oh, hell nah. Yo, I keep telling, shout out to my man DJ Ghost. He said this recently. YouTubers got more money than rappers. Joe, that nigga said you were broke as fuck when he met you. And we know he ain't had nothing but lint and 3 pennies in his pocket. He said he had more than you. What y'all had going on, brother? That's tough. Nah, this is bad. No, this is bad. Yo, Joe, you was out here struggling? Joe, all you gotta do, nigga, just hit up Big Act, man. We gonna get a show with one of these motherfuckers, get some millions. It's all good. Mealy Moore said he had more bread than you, bro. Holy.
I was always hustling. Always doing shit
Nigga was always scamming. This nigga's a scammer. Mealy Moore's a scammer. Hustling is a scamming. That's what he means.
shouldn't have been doing, that I didn't really want to do at a time in my life. Allegedly. But I'm just saying, like, I was always a nigga that if I had to go get it, I would go get it. So don't try to paint me like I'm some nigga that you found on the street and I was fucked up, I was homeless, and I was sleeping on your couch. I'm hiding detergent and all this shit. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Let's talk about what you hiding. Because every time it's a talk about accounting, it's always some argumentative energy coming from you only, not from me, not from you.
Never.
I'm never arguing about money, especially not with my niggas. I'm not doing that. But if every time we present some shit about accounting and you want to start arguing to them, well, audit me then, fam, I'm never taking my niggas to court. And the first thing you say is, if y'all try to start a podcast, I'm suing the pants off of y'all.
Yo, Chad, I ain't even taking credit. Let me tell you this. The moment I start showing to the whole, listen, fuck these rappers broke anyway. The moment I start showing to all these media niggas and everybody else that act, I live more than great. Everybody been checking their numbers twice, calling their accountants, doing everything. They're wondering why, like, yeah, I get it. Trust me. Ever since I started doing it, that's why from here on out, every car I get, I'm about to order something like in 2 weeks for my next birthday because it's going to take a year to come. Ever since then, these niggas been like in disarray. I remember Peter Rosenberg, he wrote me a whole thing. He said, yeah, no, I've been in the industry for 20 years. I'm not jealous of you. And I'm like, fuck. You wrote a whole paragraph. Like, what the fuck is up with you? Listen to these niggas.
Who are you, my nigga?
At that
like,
point,
who did you just turn into? Everything that we stood for on this podcast all these years about, you know, corporate fucking over the creatives and this, that. Like, I've seen Joe do fucked up shit in business. And
Millie Moore, let me stop you right here. Joe Budden doesn't value you or Rory as a creator. Let me just tell you this. When he talking that creator shit, he talking about himself. You shocked? You can be shocked. He thinks he's the creator. You're just hired help. You're shocked? You can't be shocked. You've been with this thing for 6 years. He's the creator. Joe looks at himself as Dave Chappelle of the podcasting game. You're hired help. He don't look at you niggas like creators. Are these niggas retarded? You know why he don't look at y'all as creators? Because he feels like any creating y'all did was with his assistants because y'all was sitting right next to him. You didn't give him a chance to see some shit y'all did without him. He feels like LeBron. When I'm with y'all, y'all go to the playoffs. Except here's the difference between y'all and like other teams. When LeBron leave, those teams usually perform bad. Y'all don't even play. Y'all don't even give him a chance to see how y'all could do y'all thing without him. He doesn't view you as a creator. Let me explain it to you. And again, I'm going to tell you, I ain't talked to Joe, but nigga, it's clearly obvious. I'm not dumb like you niggas. You know why Joe has gained more respect for me over time? Me and Joe ain't done a fucking show, ain't been on oh shit, I spilled some shit. I ain't been on camera with Joe since 2017. We went on live, but we haven't been on camera together. And you know what happened with me without Joe? My name, my brand still grew. It didn't shrink. It didn't disappear. That's why he has respect for me. Because he knows me and him, we're a special duo. We're a special combo. It's going to be great no matter what. But I don't need him. And he always knew he never needed me. That's why respect is there. You know why you don't got no respect for y'all? Because he don't think y'all could do it without him. Y'all never tried to do it without him. I heard his last thing. He said, when we went on vacation, we didn't tell them to go on vacation. Everybody else here should have went on vacation, which means y'all could have had the podcast in that week or whatever without him. He wanted to see if y'all could do it by yourselves. You know what y'all did? Nothing. He doesn't respect you niggas as creators because you never created anything without him assisting. I hope that sinks in your fucking brain.
Music to companies and labels, but I don't care about that because they owe us anyway, so fuck them. Mm-hmm. Never in a million years did I think you would be sitting somewhere talking crazy about me. Not a nigga like me, a nigga that ain't been nothing but stand up with you. As long as you know me, I never did no foul shit to Joe. Never. In fact, I've gotten Joe out of situations where it could have been bad for him. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like really bad for him.
I can see having a different lens.
I frontlined that. Me. Mm. When that shit happened with Consequence, my man popped on Cons. No disrespect to Cons. But that was my homie. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That was my homie that frontlined that. Mm-hmm. He called, yo, nigga, Cons swung on me. Yo, niggas got to come down here. Say no more. But now you trying to play like I was some flunky nigga sleeping on the couch like you found me on some corner and gave a nigga a roof for you. Who you fuck?
Yes, you were a fucking bum.
Who you think you talking to, nigga?
You talking to you.
And I don't mean to present this type of energy, man. But that shit, niggas ain't going to assassinate Maul's character. My shit been A1. Any nigga that know me that had dealings with me, my shit is A1. So don't ever sit nowhere on no fucking platform and try to make it seem like you came and saved me from the streets or you scooped me up off a corner and I was in front of 7-Eleven stinking and shit. We not doing that. We not doing that. That's not happening. I don't like doing this shit. Maul's real cool. I don't even put this type of energy out there. But when niggas try to defamate my character, I don't play with that. You could steal from me.
You mean defame?
You could.
Did you just say you could steal from me? That's why you mad. You're claiming Joe stole from you. All right, if you say you can steal from me, let niggas steal.
Take money from me. You could do whatever you want. But one thing you know.
Why are you here then?
Not going to do is defamate my character and try to put me out here to the people like I'm some nut ass nigga. All
right. With that statement, I hope you never sue him then. You said he could steal from you. You said he could rob you blindly. But he just can't defamate, which means he can't defame your character. Okay, cool. You better not sue that nigga for no money.
Not doing that. That's not fuck this podcast, fuck this money, fuck all of this shit. You're not going to defamate my character.
Yo, I hate this, man. Yo, stop acting like you real, nigga. Are you dumb? You're mad that the nigga don't want to pay y'all. Whatever y'all think y'all are owed. And y'all think he hiding money. Stop saying fuck this money. You're arguing over the money. Why niggas be acting cool like that? I don't give a fuck about none of this. You care all about this. What are you talking about?
Character, my nigga. I've been too solid of a nigga for you to ever sit somewhere and try to defamate my character.
Shut up, nigga. You hid Tide Pods under your pillow, nigga. Fuck that. Fuck that, man. You hid Tide Pods under your pillow. You deserve nothing. Your brother is a part owner of Rockefeller, and you were living with Joe Budden. Fuck that.
Not doing that. When you said that fuck shit you said to me at Park's crib, talking about you, this is none of your business.
It's none of your business.
I knew what it was then. And I told you that, Rory. I said, yo, Rory, it's over. And he was like, what you talking about? I said, fam, this nigga just told me that this podcast is none of my business. Looked me in my eyes and said it's none of my business.
Yo, could somebody get a temperature check of this nigga? This nigga got COVID or some other shit. I don't give a fuck about the money. Don't give a fuck about the contract. Don't give a fuck about the business. Don't give a fuck about podcasting. Yo, how you gonna tell me it's none of my business? Nigga, you just said you ain't give a fuck about all that shit. Why is it your business? What is wrong with this fucking idiot? You literally just said you don't give a fuck about money, podcasting, business. You don't give a fuck about anything, yet you're mad that somebody said, okay, when you ask a question about business, oh, never mind, it's none of your business. You just say you don't care about it.
That for me said everything. You finally just said it, but you've been feeling like that, nigga. You've been moving like that. You just finally said
shit.
it.
We're naive and thinking friends.
Because I'm thinking you my man.
There was cues to it.
There's plenty of times we traveling, we touring. I'm like, yo, fam, how am I getting the same payout when we sell 1,500 seats and we sell 2,000 seats? You think I'm stupid? How am I still getting the same money for that? That don't even add up.
I don't care about the money, but yo, how am I still getting the same money? Chat, are y'all confused already? I kept telling y'all, Rory, Duce Palooza is in the tanks. We found out one of your men's on there been raping bitches. Real talk. We found out. Y'all niggas ran into hiding. Duce just backed off of y'all. You ain't want to talk about that one, do you? Oh, no. Okay, cool. Bet. So Duce Palooza been out of here. This is the only show in town for you, buddy. All is too cool. I don't care about podcasts and I don't care about this. Rory and Millie Moy, I'm trying to tell y'all, this is your livelihood. Fuck acting cool. This is your livelihood. This is why you care. This is how you care.
It don't even make sense. But what we did, that's the homie. We'll fix it. We'll figure it out. Let's just keep it moving. Let's just keep growing the show. Cool. But enough is enough, fam. Like, I'm not the smartest nigga in the room, but I'm not the dumbest nigga either.
Stop it. You definitely the dumbest.
Not the dumbest nigga. I'm humble. I'm forgiving. I'm laid back. I'm relaxed. I'm chill. I'm all of those things. I'm not stupid.
If you're not stupid, where'd you hide the last 3 Tide Pods at, nigga? Where'd you hide them at, nigga? Where'd you hide them at, nigga? This is the dumbest thing in the rule. Mealy fucking Mall. Jay-Z's pre-cum, he was born with a quarter of a brain.
I could play like I'm stupid. I could act like I'm stupid. But sooner or later, I'm going to pull you by your coattail.
Yo, don't stupid niggas always tell you that they're acting stupid? You're like, no, you're really dumb. No, you're not acting. This is you're dumb as shit.
I'll say, yo, fam, let me holler at you real quick because I peep game already. And I just want you to know that we're not doing that. And for me, that's all it was. And when he told you to miss a few episodes, when you sent me that text, I'm like, okay, this nigga trying to play the boss card.
Well, no, he also said that he told me to take Tuesday and Friday off.
Yo, what do you mean he's trying to play the boss? He's the boss. Wait. What do you mean he's trying to play he's the boss? Yo, these things are delusional. I keep telling y'all, these 2 bozos, one are working the hamburgers, one are working the fries. This is McDonald's. By the way, Joe just hired 2 new niggas, and they look like they cook up Krabby Patties way better than these bozos. You work the fries, that's it, nigga. That's it.
Again, we not.
That's, I don't want
we
to
got
get into
the text. It's lies. It's just lies, fam. And if we like, fuck it, it's over
until we had to talk,
right?
And then said, "Yo, let's get in our respective corners for the next month." And then came back and said, "Yo, we abandoned the pod, even though it was some shit that you agreed upon."
But listen,
actually, it was your idea,
right? But all of that, let's go to our corners. Cool, we agreed to it. But we can't go to our corners and then you pop up on a show that I helped build and Rory helped build with two new niggas, and no disrespect to them. No disrespect. I don't even want them to feel like it's negative energy towards them. It's none of that. No disrespect
I fuck
to
with
them.
Ice and Ish.
I'm just saying
They good people.
you tried to make it look away.
You bitch ass niggas are mad because after 4 weeks, I think the first week I was like, yeah, Joe is in disarray. After 4 weeks of y'all not showing up, people start falling in love with the other two niggas. And let me predict the future. Y'all bums have dipped. The two new niggas will move on to Joe's main podcast. Joe, if you're smart, don't name it the Joe Budden Podcast with Ice and Ish. No disrespect to both y'all. No issues with y'all. But this is the Joe Budden and Friends podcast. It could be y'all. It could be his ex-girlfriend, his side chick, his son. It could be his op. It could be me, Charlemagne, Schultz, anybody. It's Joe Budden's platform. Remember, I told you that. Don't put no more Stooges' name in the title, Joe. Because you know why these two bozos were mad? They got mad because they thought the audience was going to hate everything the new niggas did. And the moment the new niggas, the audience said, well, they ain't that bad, I fuck with them, they felt betrayed. They're only mad you try to replace him because it worked. If it didn't work, they would be laughing at you. When it worked, their leverage went out the window. If their plan worked and nobody fucked with it, they would be demanding more. They tried to do a power play. Joe, you know this yourself. If Complex was able to succeed with replacing you on the Friday episode, nigga, they would have done way more shit and said, fuck paying Joe and deal with Joe. Let's keep doing this. It didn't work. And when it didn't work, it was hell. Joe, it's the same thing going on. These bozos are only mad that you replaced them because it worked. They were hoping it didn't work. They only are mad that it did. Remember that.
What you tried to do was you tried to move us out, prove that you can keep the show going without us, because all you really want to do is put two niggas on there that's going to take a salary, because that was your thing with us when we started talking about accounting. Yo, when this deal is over, I'm putting y'all on a salary. What's the first thing we said? It's not happening. It's not happening. You putting who on a salary?
Mm-hmm.
Salary?
No, I remember the conversation.
That's not happening.
And this was before the Spotify, or in between the Spotify deal.
This is what I'm saying. Salary, who, me? After we done put all these years in and all this sweat equity trying to build this shit, salary, me?
And on top of that, let me backtrack even more. When we talking about percentages, three of us was in the parking lot of Totowa. Yo, we should do this percentage, cool. And then we started talking about numbers on like some fun shit, chilling. Like, yo, we could probably get this amount from this. Yo, I wouldn't give y'all that percentage off that deal though. And we was like, Joe, that's not how percentages work. Right. I wouldn't give you that much money.
Right.
And you naive. I'm thinking we just joking around type of shit. But
no, you gotta
be accountable in your shit.
You thinking your friend would never do
being naive.
Like that.
I remember that conversation vividly when we brought up those percentages and then brought up a lump sum of what that would be, and he said, "Oh, I wouldn't give y'all that percentage off that lump sum." Like,
yeah,
no, that's how a percentage works, Joe.
See, but see, you know what it is, man, and it's to me, and this is just my perspective. I feel like Joe feels like a lot of the success of this podcast is based off of his music career, right? I feel like he thinks it's a.
Let me stop that there. Mealy Mo, the success of the Joe Budden podcast is not based on Joe Budden's music career. It's based on Joe's personality. Joe, while having a personality that never clashed with the industry, was never good for music. It was good for blog TV. It was good for shit like Love and Hip Hop. It was good for all the melodramas we saw with him and all the undocumented chicks he used to bag out of Dykeman. Joe had a knack for creating stars on stars on stars out of some big booty Spanish bitches out of Dykeman. We saw mad of them come out, okay? Trust me. That's where we realize Joe has a thing about him. It's not about music. No one listens. I don't think this dumbass nigga realizes that no one is listening to the Joe Budden podcast because they think Joe... Nigga, I was on a debate show with him. Nigga, I only ever tried to listen to Moon Music bullshit tapes because I had to work with a nigga. I didn't give a fuck. The nigga he's a interesting person. He's a very engaging person. He will bring you and get your attention. If you think his music is what's made him popular as a podcaster, you worked for 6 years for nothing. The things that made him fail in music is what made him a great podcaster. He's a different nigga. He has certain shit about him. The closest thing I could even consider is when he was calling out, was it Ransom? He was outside of Applebee's. The way he talked, the way he was trying to relate shit is why people tune in. So this example you're about to give is null and void. Joe would be an idiot to think that his music brought people into the podcast. And anybody else who thought that would be an idiot to think that people are tuning in because they like his music. People, through his ups and downs, failures and success, liked him. And people, just like how the people like me, there's people who hate me. Niggas who tune into me, some want to see me just catch an L. Some want to see me win. But they're going to tune in regardless. And when you look at the numbers, it just says a bunch of people. You don't know who's who. Same with Joe. That's what this fucking dumbass nigga don't realize. But I'll play what he says.
The trickle-down effect from his music career to the podcast. And my thing is, it's not. I've been in some of these cities when you were a rapper, Joe. I've been in some of these cities. It wasn't, this many people weren't showing up for you. And see, and again, through all of this, I've had time to replay some shit in my head, and you know how certain shit has started to like come together. And he said something at the Highline Ballroom show we did when we were in the dressing room. He had went outside, he had recorded the people wrapped around the corner, and he came back and he said, yo, I got these niggas wrapped around the block. I got the line around the corner. And I looked at him and I said, Joe, you don't have the line around the corner. We have the line around the corner. Because you've done shows here before and you've never had the line around the corner. You've done shows in Philly and you've never had the line around the corner. You've done shows in Boston and you've never had the line around the corner. And that's fine. But it's like the ego, the greed.
I get it.
It just becomes too much, and it's like,
and to his right too on personality. Yes, he has grown a large part of his personality outside of rapping with a huge fan base.
Cool. Which is why you get the percentage you get.
Which is why he gets.
Which is why you get the percentage you get. Well, I'm not nigga. I'm a regular nigga from uptown, bro.
Yeah,
I didn't come here with no fan base. Like, I get it. I'm gonna take my low percentage and chill. But you're not gonna jerk me on my percentage that I took.
This whole crazy value conversation that everyone's been debating about us and this and that, and yo, they don't do shit here. They do a bunch of shit over here, this and that. Mo and I have never said we're these crazy personalities ever.
Never said it, bro.
I've never bragged about what I do.
I'll gladly admit that. I didn't have an audience. You know, I was known in a.
You was a bum. Yo, chat. You want me to do this one more time? I'll do it again. You want me to do it again? I'll do it again, Chad. All right, see, y'all playing with me. You know what? Listen. Let me do it right now. Remember when these niggas was trying to talk to me? Yo, you don't know type of... Oh, hold on, I got it. Always remember... Y'all niggas was bums. Rory, I pulled up your resume on camera and I'll do it again, you fucking bum. This was you. You was a digital marketing manager. Let me tell y'all this about all digital marketing manager. They bought this house and they bought my next house because they all got to pay me. Surprise. They push buttons for companies and for agencies. They don't got no fucking original creative bone in their body. And I work with them still. And if I could talk like this and they still gonna pay me, who's the boss? That's His claim to fame. Let's scroll down though. Well, actually, I think he took the shit off here because the last time we put it, it showed some Sony shit. He took that shit the fuck off. His name is Rory Farrell. Anyway, you niggas was bums. Let me just say that flat out. There's nothing you could say because when y'all niggas try to shit on me, at this point y'all are starting to realize, and I'm glad my name ain't been mentioned thus far because I've lapped y'all in so many ways, and y'all realize there's nothing you can say about me. What you gonna say? Oh, well, yo, he corny. Y'all let me know. Who y'all want to be this week? The multimillionaire with the big-ass mansion and the multiple fucking foreign cars, or the niggas who just got fired? No more question. And I know somebody like, yo, Act, this is beneath you. It will never be beneath me to get at these bums. It's a lifelong mission. Okay? Anyway, let's get back to this.
Couple circles.
Fam, I like talking with my friends.
That's it.
There's value amongst the three of us. Now, do I think Joe has crazy value by himself? Do I think you have crazy value by yourself? Do I think I have crazy value by myself? Yes.
Wait.
Whatever you think that value is from a number standpoint, whatever. But the three of us together with some...
What? All right, let me ask y'all a question real quick. What value y'all think Rory has by himself? I want to know. I want to know. What value I think Millie Moore has by himself? I want to know. Could y'all let me know?
Different type of value.
And let's recognize that. Let's just recognize that.
I never walked in that pod and say, yo, I make this shit.
Yeah, but that demeanor was never presented from this side.
Ever.
Like, I'm not, I see the people online, they saying, oh, y'all, Joe made y'all. Cool, if that's what you want to, but there's a reason he called me and asked me to join the pod, fam. And no disrespect to you, Rory, but when I came on, I feel like I made this shit more palatable.
I agree.
I feel like I made this shit more cool. I feel like I gave this shit a different...
I made this shit more cool. This fucking idiot, bro.
Energy, like, no disrespect to nobody. You my guy. You know I fuck with you. But I just made... No, I'm just saying, I feel like he knows that, though. So then say that, nigga. Don't let Charlamagne come on the show and have to say it. Why you don't say it?
I remember when you had come on in the second episode, Joe and I were still in the talks of the girl thing, still at that point, because we want to. Yo, Maul, let's just be the guys podcast. Maul killing this shit.
And but my only problem.
See, and I also don't take any. People are just weirdos in that type of. I don't take offense to that.
No.
I know what you did when you came on.
I'm not taking offense to it. I'm just saying that he don't speak up about that shit. He don't be like, nah, you bugging. Like, nah, my man, they got value. They bring shit to this. Like, he let these narratives run and he play into them.
Bro, he don't think that. He don't think y'all are valuable, nigga. Y'all never done that. It would be hard for me to think that someone around me is valuable if I'd never seen them do stuff without me. I would think the value all attributes to me because the one catalyst in the shit I've done without you and the shit I'm doing with you is me.
I'm like, of course it's like, fam, like, I see all of that, but he know that I don't give a fuck about that. Like, he know that I'm just the type of dude, like, nigga, I don't care about that, man. Like, nigga, we having fun, we busting it up, we making some money. We looked up one day, we had an audience. Cool. Yeah. But my thing is, like, we gotta put your ego put your ego to the side, homie. Put your ego to the side. Like, it's not that it's not that serious. Like, what you doing right now, what you did to your niggas, the way he up there talking about me, the way he up there talking about, that's corny. Like, that's corny shit to me, fam. Like, you saying
things that really offend me. Him saying Rory's measly ass and that I was trying to manipulate shit. Let's be transparent and tell the truth more. Because I'm the only one that was talking to him and was talking to you.
Right.
I was trying to save this fucking podcast like you would not fucking believe. With two people that were done with it. Joe was done with the shit. You were done with the shit. And I'm the only one sitting here trying to keep this shit going. So when Joe brings up these words like measly, yo, you lost your leverage. Leverage on what? What is this narrative talking about leverage? I didn't go into any type of thing to have leverage.
Again,
I'm trying to save our fucking podcast. And these are the terms that need to happen, which is terms we agreed upon 2 years ago.
Rory, you're not trying to save the podcast. The Joe Budden podcast exists with or without you. You're trying to save your job. Let me say it one more time. You're not trying to save the podcast. You're trying to save your job. The podcast won't be named something different when Ice and Ish are on it. It'll be called the Joe Budden Podcast yet again. It's not going to go away. It's not going to do less numbers. It's going to do the same numbers because people have adopted that to their routine. Let's slow down on you thinking that you're trying to do people a favor. What leverage that nigga was talking about is that you thought that it would be abundantly clear that you guys could not be replaced. You know what Joe realized? You guys are replaceable. How did he find out that? He put 2 new niggas on for a couple of weeks, and people, first week, what about the old guys? Second week, wait, the old guys not coming back. The third week, yo, these guys not that bad. The fourth week, oh, we fuck with them. The leverage was, and Rory, this is why I hate bum-ass things like you. You even said it. Part of you guys not showing up is kind of like when Joe tried to not show up for Friday episodes with Complex. I have the context because I worked at Complex. Joe came back with leverage because contracts changed because Joe wasn't there. The amount of money promised to Complex was changed because Joe didn't show up. So you know what? He came back with, oh, I got some leverage. You know why he said, and people do think, and I believe you lost leverage? Because your only leverage would be, well, if we not on the episode, people ain't going to tune in as much. Remember what I said earlier in the stream? The people are there for Joe. Joe got the contracts. And if Joe could pull similar views with whoever else, what has changed? He didn't have a proof of concept till he put in Ice and Ish for 4 weeks. He did. And the moment, let me tell you, you know the moment you got fired, Rory? The moment he realized he didn't need you anymore. And that was the week you didn't show up. It was a week that Ice and Ish did a great job handling the episode with him and Kevin Samuels that did like a couple million. It was the week he realized these dudes are pressing me for percentage while these dudes are lucky to be here. And that's why, Joe, I'm going to keep giving you the advice. Have no permanent host on your podcast. They will all eventually be entitled like Rory and Mealy Mall. Even if you fuck with them, bring him on for 2 weeks out of the month and bring on 2 or other new people for the other 2 weeks. Priceless advice, but I'm only giving it because Joe my guy.
I'm not looking for leverage.
Right.
If I was looking for leverage, that would come in renegotiation.
Right.
I'm not as fucking stupid as you think.
Right.
Stop with these narratives to dump.
You are looking for leverage. Rory, who you think niggas stupid? If you didn't show up to the new episodes, the nigga told you to take 2 episodes off. You didn't show up for three more weeks or 4 or 5 more weeks. You wanted to prove a point. That's called leverage. You wanted to prove that you are needed. And maybe he shouldn't have the error of judgment to tell you not to show up. That's proving a point.
People that just think you smart. There was I wasn't looking for leverage on anything. I was trying to save this podcast, and I talked with my mans, and I talked with you, and I put together a list of what would happen on top of the things I needed as well. You said you was going to meet them, said, oh, wait, that's all y'all need?
Right.
And then didn't meet them.
Right.
And then you was wondering why this didn't happen.
Right.
So I'm the one manipulating shit. You
Right.
came to me and said I could easily make this.
Let me help you out, Rory. You know, in the terms of like, you know, a marriage, there's a term to call it's cheaper to keep her. Which means it's cheaper to be with her. Even if you cheat like a motherfucker, it's cheaper to be with her than go through a divorce. You know what Joe realized? It's cheaper to let y'all go. That's all that happened. It's business. But where do you break friendship and business? That's the problem. Because Joe's probably thinking, y'all expecting percentages, y'all doing audits, y'all barely showing up, y'all got stank attitudes, y'all doing this, y'all doing that. I just saw 2 new replacements who don't even care about percentages. They just good if I just like send them cars every week and they'll show up for whatever. It's not cheaper to keep you bums. It's cheaper to let y'all go. That's what he did. I keep saying y'all was trying to save the podcast. I keep telling you the podcast continues with or without you. So what did you save? You were trying to save your jobs.
This shit happened. Came back. Nothing happened.
Right. And another thing that I've seen people say, oh, you riding with Rory. I'm riding with what's right.
Did anyone ever think you was doing what was best for you and I was doing what was best for me? And we wasn't even riding for each other?
Right. But see, again, that's why this is important, because like I said, I didn't even want to do this. You didn't want to do this, but we came to something. We was like, it's absolutely necessary because these narratives have to stop. We got to put it into this because this is not what happened. This is not the truth. And again, I give you a whole bunch of credit because when he told you to stay home, the first thing I told you was, I said, Rory, I'm not recording without you.
I remember.
I'm not doing that. I said, because to me, that's nasty. It's basically saying, like, you know, we go to the club, the bouncer say your man can't get in, he ain't got the right shoes on, and then we continue to go in the club. That's corny. I'm never doing that. Fuck it. We all leaving. So when he said he told you to stay home, nah, we not doing that. Go to the studio, Joe, let me holler at you. And we have the talk we have. And then that turns into something else. It's like, Joe, why is it always a problem when people are having a conversation about this show and you're not around? Like, do you feel like niggas is trying to conspire some shit behind your back? Because that's not what it is, bro. Niggas are having creative talks on how to make this shit better, how to grow this shit, productive conversations. I said, but you being real defensive when you're not around and people are talking about the show, it's saying something.
Same way 6 years ago when Elliot and I just went to lunch.
Especially when you have a whole bunch of conversations about this podcast and we not around, and then we continue to be like, okay, let's roll with it. Let's roll with it.
He owns it. He owns it. It's his to talk about, not yours.
All right, cool. And again, we might have to take some onus in that because we probably let that go on. We probably let that go on for too long. So cool, we'll take some onus on that. But then when we had that talk and I'm just seeing him, I'm just like, he thinks that he's really this new guy. Because I'm hearing it and the way he's talking to me, and I'm just like, I think y'all got things twisted. No, we don't got nothing twisted. I think that money started to come in. You started to see more money than you ever seen in your life. You started to have conversations with niggas you wanted to have conversations with as a rapper that would never talk to you. So I think that you starting to feel like this new person and you got this new leash on life, which is fine. I'm not even mad at that, but don't bring that energy.
Love that for my people.
Keep that energy with some groupie bitches. Keep that energy with some fans. Don't bring that energy to your niggas, though. You can have an ego with women and fans and all of that. Don't have no ego with your niggas that built something with you, that was in the trenches with you like I was. A nigga that done been locked up with you like I was.
And if you remember the conversation the three of us had that what we thought was productive, he said, yes, I like my ego. My ego is important in certain places. I should channel it better, but I should never channel it the way I channeled it with my friends. This is his words, not mine.
But then what happened now? Like, that went out the window? Because we had a 5-hour conversation at his house. We thought we made some progress. And be clear, I got to give my guy Rory props on this too. I was done with the pod after that conversation we had. I was done.
That's why that measly word and that
like you ain't gonna never look me in my eyes
bothered me so fucking much. I'm like, fam, I was the one trying to keep this shit together.
I'm gonna give you that credit because I told you, I said, Rory, I would never sit down with him again. I said, because I can't fake it. That energy, that chemistry, that laughing shit, the fun, it's not there no more. When you look me in my eyes and tell me after all these years, all this grinding, all this building and pushing that we did, you tell me that this shit is none of my business, I could never unhear that, fam. I can never unhear you say that to me.
And granted, maybe there's a bunch of adjectives for me trying to force this podcast to keep going. It's not measly. It's not liar. It's not manipulator.
No. Listen, and I'll have your back on that. It was never that with you.
Did I force something? Maybe. Did I try too hard to make sure the shit?
No.
Because I really thought we could get back to it. Maybe.
No. You know what you did? You did what you were supposed to do as a friend. Like, yo, fam, let's just make this shit right. Let's just make this shit right. Like, fuck it, man. We built something dope. This is just a bump in the road. Let's patch this shit up. Let's keep it moving. But I'm gonna be honest. Like I told you, I said, fam, I'm done. I had a 3-hour FaceTime with Royce, and we talked about everything.
And I text Royce afterwards after you called me, and I thanked Royce.
He talked to me about a whole bunch of slaughterhouse shit. He talked to me about a whole bunch of, and it was like, but I'm telling Royce, I'm like, fam, just in the way, again, he had to pull up with Crook. Never put it out.
I watched it.
Never put it out. But
it's a great pull up.
He said something in that pull up that when I saw it, it stuck with me. And when the shit fell apart with us, that shit played in my head. And him and Crook were talking about, Crook said something to the extent of, but bro, we have a contract with them. We got to honor our contract. We signed this. We agreed to this. We got to honor that. And Joe's response was, I don't give a fuck about no contract. I don't honor no contracts. And Crook just laughed like, all right, well, if that's how you feel, what are we even talking about? Like, there's no talking to you. Mm-hmm. And when he said that, I'm like, you don't honor no contracts. Well, and here we are today.
Well, also, let's get into some of that conversation that we had where Joe was saying, because I want to make this as fair as possible, and I don't like to speak for people unless I speak for them.
This is
correctly.
all the truth.
No, I know.
That's why I could sit here comfortably. What color is this? Is this like what's this? Pistachio? Let's call it pistachio. I'm sitting here in my teal. I'm in my teal pistachio. My karma is beautiful. My aura is. I'm great, man.
Joe said he didn't even honor our contract and overpaid us because he said he looked at our contract and saw what that money would have been off our percentage base and said, "Ugh, I don't like it." I want this to be the last time we talk about this, so I'm even gonna put in his good points that he said.
Right.
Which, again, I'm not sitting here saying I didn't believe my mans when he said that.
Right. Right.
I did.
Okay, cool, yeah.
And I said,
thank you.
I said, yo, thank you. Yeah. That's fire. That's some real solid, real man shit to do.
Right.
But when we go back to the points of when we get in our respected corners, let's figure out what makes this work for our friendship and the business side. Mm-hmm. Accounting got brought back into play from when it stopped with the pandemic. Mm-hmm. And everyone made it clear, I don't care how far you dance around it, just throwing numbers in an Excel spreadsheet is not accounting.
It's not accounting.
So yes, did I get accounting that said I was overpaid? Did I get accounting that said Joe is the greatest guy on earth? Of course. Mm-hmm. I did. And even then, did not say he was wrong. I said, just give me the regular accounting. Like, you taking a whole month and getting mad at me and resenting me because you've been overpaying me but didn't tell anyone, and you now have the accountants working on this instead of something else, and they're offended and this and that.
Well, let me be clear. I don't think we were overpaid.
I'm still on the side of
you don't sit on that.
I don't know anything.
You don't know.
That's been my issue the whole time.
I'm just going with the optic. You don't sit on the set and talk about me and talk about you the way he did, and then underneath all of that, you're overpaying somebody. It don't add up.
Let's say I'm overpaid.
It don't add up.
Let's say I'm overpaid.
That energy don't even match.
You don't
overpay people that you feel like that about, and that you end up talking about like.
Yo, I hope these niggas never do a podcast. Yo, these niggas is boring as watching paint dry. Bro, I'm about to fall asleep over here, man. Like, what are they talking about?
Said, this is about money. Rory's asking about money. Let's dead that now. Spotify deal is about to end. Even before we even went into negotiations, Joe had said to me on some friend shit, we was at lunch, he said, I already don't think this is going to be a good situation for us. I said, bet. I've been saving my money. Fuck Spotify. If they come back with a crazy amount of number, but it don't make sense for us, fuck it. I don't care. Mm-hmm. I've been saving my money. I don't splurge like that. I'm chilling. Mm-hmm. And at this point, I think it was 6 or 7 months before our deal even ended. So I was like, let's just get back. Nobody go crazy with their bread. And if we got to go independent, we got to go independent. That's great. Whatever. That's probably a cool scenario. You don't have to worry about me at all. Mm-hmm. Don't ever make a decision, and I said this to him 1,000 times during that Spotify deal. That's why this also offends me off his shit. I said, don't ever think you have to worry about me with money. Mm-hmm. Don't ever.
Further proof, as I kept telling y'all, man, this fucking bum-ass, bitch-ass nigga never knew a fucking thing about a Spotify deal, man. Get this bozo out of here, man.
ever make a decision about me that has to do with making sure I'm paid.
Right.
I love you for that, but don't ever do it. Cash App deal comes around. Pardon, his Cash App deal for his pull-ups, according to him. We leave Spotify. He starts bringing in Cash App to our podcast. Amazing. Love that. Cool. I get an email from the accounting company, CC'd with Ian, on what a payment is going to be per month. This is the Cash App deal.
Yep.
Naturally, as I always do, and as I told Joe since the day we started doing business together, I don't care if it's $10 or 10 billion. I'm going to ask, so what is it? Cash App deal was great. It was around the exact same money, if not a couple $100 more than what we were doing with Spotify per month. Amazing. Love you for getting that, my dude. Just asked, so what is this?
Right.
Simple question. Left it alone. Didn't even really get an answer. Didn't particularly care.
Right.
Everything's cool. We in a pandemic. We don't have a deal. You out there getting us money. My God. Fuck with you. Don't care. Whatever. This is about the show.
All right, chat. Yo, fuck this bum ass dude. 6ix9ine keep calling me. He won't talk to y'all. I told him I'm on stream. He said, who cares? You always call me while you're on stream. Let me answer this nigga. Jesus Christ. Yo. Man, I'm on my stream, man. Like we talking about some important.
Tell the boys I said what up.
Nah, the chat, they fuck with you, man. They hear, man. They like, we've been clowning.
Yo, tell the chat. Instead of donating to you today and giving you money on Twitch.
No, I'm broke. I need it. My birthday's coming up. I need it. Don't do that.
No. But for today, tell them to help out my GoFundMe.
You got to GoFundMe for what? You broke?
Go on my page. I'm trying to help little Reese buy a new car because he keeps stealing people's cars and the owners are tracking him down and shooting him. It's not safe. Tell him to go fund. I started a GoFundMe to buy him at least a used Honda Civic 1999 Impala. You know, something.
What are you talking about right now, brother?
We need to keep the streets safe.
Yeah, hold on. By the way, condolences to you, Lil Reese. Like, Lil Reese in his situation. Apparently, he was, he was shot. Again, we love Lil Reese over here.
I know. Me too. If I didn't love Lil Reese, I would have started GoFundMe for him. I started the GoFundMe because. Listen,
are you serious? You started a GoFundMe?
As black and Hispanic minority people, we need to stop killing each other and help each other out. So I started the GoFundMe because instead of stealing people's cars, why not help another brother out and helping him buy a car?
Wait. Explain this to me. What do you mean stealing cars? I'm not really up on.
All right. So based on, I don't think you read.
Yo, wait. I'm on here.
I read the article you posted. The article you posted.
I copied and paste. I didn't read it.
Oh, okay, so in the article it says that he stole somebody's Durango, and I said, wait, even though me and Lil Reese don't get along too well, I said, you know what? This is still a black brother, a black king, and me being a Hispanic, we both come from minorities. I said, you know what? Let me help the brother out if he's stealing cars and he need to get around. I know he sold 4K. I think he sold about 4K units. Album sales.
Wait. Again, I really didn't read what I posted. I just knew he got shot. Wait. Yeah. So allegedly he stole a car. Wait, my phone just ended. 6ix9ine has a post up. I don't know why he has a GoFundMe for Lil Reese. Let me call him back. I think his phone died. This guy needs Jesus. If their phone rings, it means that their phone didn't die, right? Okay. Anyway, all right. He'll call back. Anyway, he was blowing my phone up. I heard. If you don't know, Lil Reese was shot earlier today. There's some very disturbing footage of him bleeding on the ground, eyes rolling in the back of his head. I love Lil Reese as an artist. I think he's a cool person. I can never understand why, certain artists stay around certain environments. It look like he's always still in Chicago. This is the second time he's been shot in the last year. I want to send my well wishes to him. And that's about it when it comes to my commentary on that. I don't know anything more surrounding that situation. Obviously, 6ix9ine and Lil Reese has a little bit of history. I'm hoping he pulls through. And from what I heard I've seen like a couple of reports, it looks like he may be in stable condition. As much as I've termed him as the Grim Reaper, God is clearly walking with that young man, because to be shot in the neck by a fucking AR or whatever it was, like some high-powered rifle, and then later being shot up close, and like just even the video I saw, it didn't look like someone who was going to make it. Allegedly, he is in stable condition, and I'm hoping that is true. My heart goes out to him, his family, and I hope he realizes that he's always going to be a target if he's around that particular area. I think Lil Reese needs to move out of Chicago. I think Lil Reese needs to realize the older he's getting, he's not 17 no more. I think he's older than 21.